Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So my name is Tori, if you guys don't know who I am. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys tips and advice for upcoming freshmen. So I was a freshman myself last year. I wish I would have known these things before I went into high school. First things first is, how is freshman year going to look like? Like, what is your first day going to look like, your classes, all of that. So for my first day, the only thing I really did was just talk to my teachers, get to know them. And I did get to see my friends because I had still my friends from middle school. Some people don't because they do end up moving like high schools, or they go somewhere where their friends don't. And that's perfectly fine. You're just gonna have to make new friends. And the thing about it, guys, is you gotta put yourself out there so people can know who you are. If you don't do that, you're kind of gonna be alone. You're not gonna have that many friends. Some people are talkative, they're more out there, and they're not introverts like some of us are. The first and second week of freshman year is gonna be honestly pretty boring because you're just there getting to know your teacher. You're just doing like normal stuff that you did like the past year in middle school, and you're just like getting to warm up, I guess, in your classes. So the subject that you struggle in, I would focus on that for your classes. So for me, as an example, it was math. I really struggled in math, and I try to put more attention into that class than any other class, but I would still put attention to your other classes. Just try to focus on the subject that you struggle in most. Just don't try and slack off. Turn in your assignments on time because that will help you, okay? And when you don't turn in your assignments in one class, you're gonna end up doing it for all your other classes. And the thing about it, guys, is you don't have 6 periods like you do in middle school. You have 8 periods this time, and you have to juggle every single one of those assignments for each class. And once you slack off in one, you're going to slack off in all. And then you're going to end up failing most of your classes, and that's not good. So if you need help from your friends, get help from them. If you need help from your family members or a teacher, get help from them. Because I promise you, asking questions will help you. The second thing I wanted to talk about was electives. So if you don't know what an elective is, it's basically like a fun extra class that you end up doing in high school. So it's like art, culinary, forensic science, multimedia. It's honestly just a really fun class, and you get to chill. Obviously, there's still work and assignments, but it's not that difficult. I ended up passing both of them with A's, so it's really not that difficult. I ended up doing art 1, and I did multimedia. Multimedia was a little bit more difficult because morning announcements, that's what multimedia is. I didn't do the morning announcements. You could in that class, but I personally did not want to be on the screen on school, talking. So I said no to that. There was other assignments in that class. You get to make little skits and stuff. I thought it was really fun. It does help you with your social skills, and I had a friend in there. I actually made a couple friends in that class, and I'm still friends with her. If your school does have multimedia, I would recommend that class. The other class I had was art. That class was super easy. She doesn't really care about your drawing skills or your sketch skills. It's really just about staying in the lines and doing a neat job, and you'll pass the class. And the thing about high school, guys, is you can actually be on your phone in high school. Especially even in freshman year, it doesn't matter which year you're in, you can be on your phone. And that's it's a little hard to juggle being on your phone and be focusing in your class, because when you're on your phone, you're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, listening to music, and you're kind of getting distracted. So I would say just try to minimize the phone usage in class. I still use my phone. I still had AirPods in. I would listen to my music, but I would always have one out and one in, so I could hear the teacher and what they're saying, because sometimes what they're actually saying is important, okay? So I would recommend to just try and focus in your classes and do not slack off, because once you start slacking off in one class, you start slacking off in all of them, okay? And the thing about high school is you don't have 6 periods, or I don't know how many periods you guys have in middle school, but I had 6 periods. You end up having 8 periods. So it's a lot to juggle, and it does get a little stressful at times, but I promise you it will get better. In the middle of the school year, it gets so much better. And if you're not that sociable and stuff, it's okay. You can ask the teacher questions. And the thing about it, guys, is if you participate in class, the teachers start noticing that. At the end of the year, if you have a bad grade, or let's say you have a D, they will actually bump up your grade to a C, because they see you put in the work, in their class. Another big thing about high school is try to join some sports or clubs. I personally didn't join any clubs in freshman year, but I feel honestly, if you do like to join some clubs, there's so many clubs out there. There is a variety. Like there's tons of clubs, and that will help you really be like more sociable. You'll have more friends. It will be so much more fun for you. You will even be able to hang out with them after school as well, like for after hours. I did end up doing a sport in freshman year. I loved it. I loved the community that was in my sport. So I ended up doing track. I did talk about it a couple times on YouTube, and I did say that I got injured in track. I was like, I was really, really upset when I got injured, but you know, it happens. You just gotta be careful. Joining a sport is really good because people in the sport are gonna push you to be better, and that's honestly good because also good for your health if you're in a sport, you know what I'm saying? So I would recommend to go join a sport. You don't have to, but that's just what I'm saying. Another topic is friends. So when you're in middle school and you're gonna join high school, you won't have all of your friends. I personally did have most of my friends. Some of my friends did go to a different high school, but high school is so big. Like, you will make more friends. I promise you on that, okay? So don't try to stress about making friends because most of your friends from middle school will be in your school, and even if you don't have classes with them, you can still have lunches with them because lunch is basically like the most important thing because lunch is like 30 minutes every single day. You gotta see them every single day for 30 minutes. Another thing about it is choose your friends wisely. Maybe like keep your circle a little small because I was in some drama in freshman year, and I don't recommend to be in it because it gets you really distracted and it gets you really low in your mental health, and that is not good. So just try to keep your circle small and be like yourself with everybody. Don't try to change your personality or the way you are around other people just so you can have more friends, because at the end of the day, that's not going to help you in the long run. Another thing I recommend to do in freshman year is go to the football games, the basketball games, and just try to put yourself out there more because you will have so much fun if you do that. At the end of the day, they're memories. Not all the teachers are going to be on your side. There are going to be some teachers that are so annoying, and they're always going to be on your butt about everything, about assignments, late work, your phone, your AirPods, gum, the way you're dressed. They're going to be on your butt about everything, okay? There are some teachers like that, and I had one like that. Just try to ignore that type of teacher. Don't try to raise your voice with her because teachers have more authority than you do in school, okay? Teachers will always have the say. Teachers will always win. You will never win with them because they are a teacher. They have authority. So don't try to raise your voice, you know, just be like, okay, miss, that's it. Or, okay, sir, you know, like, just get done with the day because at the end of the day, you're only in that class for like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. One big thing too is try to stay organized during school. So I would say like a really big factor in how to stay organized is to have a planner. So this was my planner for last year, and I would write like my assignments or even just like things that I wanted to do in the weekend because that keeps you really organized. Try to buy folders and binders for this year. I know like back to school shopping is kind of already happening, or it already did, maybe you already went, but if you didn't pick up a folder or binder, I would really recommend to go do that. And try to clean out your binder or folders like regularly, maybe like every 2 weeks, because sometimes there's papers, assignments, graded tests, exams, essays in your binder that you don't need anymore because you already have that in the grade book. When you have an organized space, organized backpack, you have an organized mind, okay? And you don't want your mind to be messy because you will not be able to focus at all. And the thing about high school is focus is key. If you are focused in your classes and you work hard, you're fine. You'll be good. Another thing I want to talk about is your mental health because your mental health will be going down during high school. That's kind of like my freshman year. My mental health was very, very low. And some of you guys aren't religious, but I am religious. So I would say to get closer with God. If you do want someone to vent to, you know, go to your best friends or maybe a sibling. But I just like to open the Bible and talk to God because that really helps me mentally and praying every day in the morning or night. Just try to have some goals and try to achieve those goals and be close to God and be close to your friends, not try and get into drama, because once you get into drama, your self-esteem will be going down and so will your mental health. And nobody wants to be depressed during high school because you're putting all that like negativity in your mind, and it's honestly so bad in the long run because then you start to get distracted with your schoolwork and you start failing, and when you start failing, it even gets worse. Like, that's what I'm saying, like staying organized, staying out of the mix, not being in the drama, having good friends, having a good circle, and just being with God, that's all gonna help you in the long run for your mental health. And if you don't have the Bible app, it's very easy to get it. Just go in the app store and get it, and it gives you Bible verses every single day. And honestly, it kind of like brings up your self-esteem in the morning. by reading that every day. I did see a question in my comment section about what I should be like bringing to school and stuff. The first day of school, I had 3 notebooks, so that was for my most important classes. I would say to buy 4 notebooks. It doesn't really matter what type of notebooks you buy. Make sure to have pencils and pens and highlighters, because you don't want to be that kid that doesn't have anything, like any school supplies. Like, just make sure to have like some type of pen, you know, or pencil. There also is like food that they give you guys at school, so make sure to bring some money. Make sure to bring like deodorant and perfume and stuff. Those are really important things to have, because you don't want to stink at school. I promise you, the air is so musty, you will stink if you don't take extra of that stuff. Another thing that I think is really important to take to school is a charger. I would recommend to take chargers, so for your phone and for your Chromebook, your school Chromebook or computer, whatever you end up taking to school, or an iPad, because my phone would always be like at like 40% in like my 3rd class of the day, so you would want to charge that. And sometimes, guys, when you're in a rush and you don't charge your AirPods at night, you won't have music for the rest of the day because you don't have a charger. So just make sure to have an extra charger in your backpack. I think I covered everything for my tips and advices for freshman year. If you have any more questions for me, please leave them down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great freshman year. Bye.
Shut up.